Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to our Soundarya Lahari session. Today we will go through Sloka 15. Sloka 15, 16, and 17. Upcoming three slokas are about Saraswati Bhavam, Devi's different bhavam. So we'll explore more of that sloka in today and then upcoming classes. But before that, we will do a short meditation. Let's all sit tall, head, neck, and trunk in a straight line. Let's come to this beautiful present moment, leaving everything behind, and just be here now, completely present in this moment. Keeping that support from your breathing that will pull you towards that present moment. Now we'll take 3 deep breaths. With each exhalation, we'll try to relax our body. Inhale deep. Exhale completely. Inhale deep. Exhale completely. And one more deep inhalation. And complete exhalation. Very good. We will do Dhyana Sloka of Devi, and we'll bring that beautiful Vigraham of Devi in our mind. I'll talk about the lines and you will bring that Vigraham. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Maulit Spurat Taranayaka Shekharam Smitamukhim Apina Vakshoruham Panibhyam Alipurna Ratna Chashakam Riktotpalam Phipratim Saumyam Ratna Khadastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Param Ambikam. Keeping that Vigraham of Devi in our mind and let it completely fill the mind. Now, we will do a Manasa Puja where we are offering everything that we thought we are unto Devi, merging all that Tattvam to her, where then we will recognize that we are that pure consciousness and Ishvara. I am offering Jalam, representing the Jala Tattvam in me. I am representing Gandham, sandal paste, representing the Prithvi Tattvam in me. I am offering flower, Pushpam, representing Akasha Tattvam in me. I am offering Thupam, incense, representing Vayu Tattvam. I am offering Deepam, light, representing Agni Tattvam. Finally, I am offering Naivedyam, food representing my prana. Now that I have offered everything that I thought I am, which is different from Ishvara, what is remaining is that Shuddha Tattvam, Shuddha Chaitanyam, Ishvara. I am that. Tat Tvam Asi. Keep that Devi Swarupam for one more moment. Tada Shivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vakratundha Mahakaya Suryakotis Samaprabha Nirvikhnam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Shri Matre Namah. May Devi's blessings be with you all. quick recap of our last session, and then we'll move on to Sloka 15. In last session, Shankaracharya was talking about 360 rays, 360 rays of Devi in both our human body, our Pindandam or Veshti Shariram, and also the 360 rays, how it is acting up in the Prapancham or Samashti or Brahmandam. So Pindandam is our Shariram, our body, and Brahmandam is that the whole Prapancham. So it is actually acting like a different energy. Everything energy is Devi. Within our body, different functions are performed because of this energy. And that energy is represented in different number of rays in Mooladharam, Swadhishtanam, in Manipuram, in Anahadam, Vishuddhi, Ajna, which Ajna finally representing the mind. So in these different part of the body or different tattvams of this Panjabhutam, how within our body this energy is acting is what is represented by the different rays of Mayukam or Rishmi that is coming from Devi's Padayukams. From her 2 feet, these energies coming because she is the supreme source of energy. So everything emanate from her. We also saw that in Brahmandam, that same energy is coming as Kala Swarupam, starting with these rays coming up, and 24 hours when the rays are coming, we have the changes of the tithi of moon, the Chandrakala changing. Each tithi is actually representing one day. Time is an illusion, meaning Suryan is staying exactly the same. And that ray is what is coming to Chandra. And just because of the shadow, we see that, okay, it is growing every day. But the moon is exactly the same. Moon is Nitya. There is no Vrittikshayam in moon. But what we see, it's also Maya. What we see is that because of the shades difference, we feel that there is difference in the tithi. Prathama is not like Dvitiya. Tritiya is different. And then finally Paurnami comes in, we see that, okay, this is a full moon. Then again, then it is actually waning. So waxing moon and waning moon, these are all, if we really think about it, these are illusion. So, but that is how the kalam is appearing to us. So she is beyond the kalam. She is beyond the space, time, and object restriction, right? Like she doesn't have that. She's gunatita, kalatita. She's mahakali. She's beyond that time. Kalam starts from her. How we are seeing the Brahmandam, that is how these 360 rays are represented. Now, there is a beautiful thing that I think Nochur Swami once said about Devi. So in our Shariram, we did say that different functions are using different energy, and that is all coming from Devi. There is actually a sloka in Devi Mahatmyam. Ya Devi Sarva Bhudeshu Kshuda Rupena Samsthita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha. Kshuda actually is hunger. Hunger is also actually a form of Devi. So if we really pay attention that whenever hunger happens, along with that pain of hunger or whatever the sensation of hunger, we should also feel Devi. We should have a samadhi because that is also Devi. Imagine if we don't have hunger, we won't eat. So see what that is going to do with our body, right? So every single function that's happening in our body is Devi. So that Shuddha Rupena, next time when you are hungry, just think about Devi, right? So that's a beautiful thing that when Nochur Swami explained. So everything, every single function in our body is Devi Swarupam. It's beautiful to read that section. Jnana Rupena, Kriya Rupena, Nidra Rupena, everything is Devi. Beautiful description. So that takes us to today's verse. Today's is all about Saraswata Bhavam. So it is how Devi is as a Śubhra Saraswati. We'll go through the lines. It's not only the 15, 16, and 17 is also talking about the Saraswata Bhavam, which is giving us gunam of sweet speech, Vagsiddhi. So let's look through the lines. Sharad Jyotsna Shubhram Shashiyuta Jadajuta Makutam Varatrasa Trana Spatika Ghatika Pustaka Karam Sakrinnatvanatva kathamiva sadam sannidadate madhukshiraddraksha madhurimadhurina bhanidaya. One more time. Sharad Jyotsna Shubhram. In some variation, it is also known as Shuddham. Both are same meaning. Shashiyuta Jatajuta Makutam Varatrasatrana Spatika Gatika Pustaka Karam Sakrinna Twa Natwa Kathamiva Satam Sannidhatate Madhukshiraddraksha Madhurima Dhurina Bhanidaya. Beautiful word play by Shankaracharya. Madhurina. Let's look into the meaning. Sharad Jyotsna Shubhram. Sharad Jyotsna is Sharad Kalam, Sharad season. So it is the autumn season. And we talked about autumn season's moon. It is not about moon. Sharad Jyotsna is after the monsoon season. The air is clean, the sky is very clear. So that is Shubhram. Shubhram is very clear, white, so beautiful. Every single poet has talked about the beauty of Sharat Kala Chandran. So that is that season. So she is as Shuddham or Shubhram. Shuddham is pure. Brahm is also clear, Shuddham. The same meaning. Just like a Sharat Kalam. She is like Sharat Kalam. Shashi Yuta Jada Juta Makutam. Shashi is moon. Jadajudam is matted locks. Makutam is a kirita, crown. So in her crown, on top of the Jadajudam, there is crown, and on top of that, there is Shashi. Moon is adorned on her hair. Varatrasatrana Spadika Katika Pustagakara. So she is holding four things. What is the first one? Vara. Vara means Varamudra, giving the boon to the devotees. Trasa Trana. Trasa means fear. Trana means giving protection. Giving protection from fear is the abhaya mudra. We did see that on when we looked in detail of the sloka number 4. Spatika Gatika Pustagakaram. Spatikam is crystal, so crystal bead, a mala made of crystal beads. Pustaka Karam. Pustakam is a book. So she is holding in her one hand, there is Varamudra. The other hand has Abhaya Mudra. Third hand has Spatika Mala. And fourth hand has Pustaka. So those are the four things that she is holding. Next line. Sakrinna Twanatwa. Sakrit means one time. One time. Na is actually no, but that goes with Sannidhatate. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So Sakrit one time. Twa Natwa. Twa means you, addressing Devi. Natwa means bowing down, the namaskaram to you. Kathamiva Satam. Kathamiva, how? Satam, to good people, or Sajjanam, the people who are actually devoted to Devi. Sannidhadate. Sannidhadate means attain the presence. So that is where the na goes. Na means not attain the presence of something. Let's see what that thing is. Mathu, Kshira, Draksha, Madhurima. So Madhu is honey, Kshira is milk, Draksha is grapes. Grapes here, most probably it's the raisins. So these three, Madhurima, the Madhurima is sweetness of these three. Carrying, Dhurina means carrying. Bhanidaya, words, Vaikari words. So here it says that one time, if Sajjana, so if those people who are Devi Bhaktas actually do a namaskaram to you even once, how can they not attain the power of the words that is like the sweet words that is carrying the sweetness of Madhu, Kshira and Draksha? So it says that Devi, you are radiant like a very clear, pristine autumn moon, Sharad Jyotsna, and you are adorned with a crown upon your hair. The crescent moon is resting gracefully on top of your head. Varatra Satrana Spadiga Gadika Pustagagaram. With your two hands, you are bestowing blessings, Varam, and with the other hand, you are giving protection, Abhayam. Other two hands, you are holding a crystal bead, a mala of crystal beads. Fourth hand, you are holding a book. If a devoted follower, Satam, is humbly bowing down before you even once, Sakrit, it's once, how could they not receive a sweet flow of words like honey, milk, and raisins? So that is the word meaning. This has a lot to talk about. So now, first thing, this is talking about one of the power. We get the power of speech as a quality or gunam by doing the namaskaram to Devata. We talked about Kundalini a lot. One of the outcome of Kundalini awakening is a sweet speech, like vidya or pandityam or kavitvam. Kavitvam is that there is a sweet words flowing from the person, and buddhi vaibhavam, kind of a saraswata bhavam is what is mentioned in this verse. So now, immediately you will think of that sloka 4 of Soundarya Lahari when we say that Twadanya Panipyam Abhaya Varado Devadagana Twamega Naivasi Prakatita Vara Bhityapinaya Bhayatradum Dhadum Phalamapicha Vancha Samatikam Sharanye Lokanam Tavi Charana Veva Nipunam. There we talked just the opposite. We said, so the rest of the devatas are showing Varam and Abhayam, but Devi, you don't have to show. Your legs itself is providing all those. Not only that, your Charanam is providing Phalam Apicha Vancha Samadikam. Even more than what we have asked for is what you are providing. So it may look like, okay, it said that, okay, Devi doesn't show Vara and Abhaya Mudra. Now, Sloka 15, Devata is showing the Vara and Abhaya Mudra. So there, the Sloka 4, Devi is represented as Parashakti. She is the one who is providing Vancha Samadhikam, more than what you have asked for. What do we usually ask for to Devata? Okay, I need a job. I need a better life. My kids needs to get married. I like all those materialistic things we ask Devi. So she will provide that. So the Devata will provide that. But then it says that this particular Devi is Purna. Purna means that she is not giving you the things that will give you 1% of happiness, because all the things that we materialistically ask for has a beginning as an end, right? You, like, for example, think about when you wanted to get that amazing car, right? Just before buying, you were super excited about it. You got the car, but then the happiness that you have after 1 week, 1 year, 2 year, it's not exactly the same. So that happiness is actually going down. It is like that. Every single thing in life is like that. So the happiness of receiving that, it is not going to stay the same, right? But when we say that she's providing Vancha Samadhikam, she's providing beyond what we are asked for. What is that we are not asking for is for the moksham. So if every single materialistic thing, let's say they are providing 1%, 2% of happiness, the enlightenment is providing you that happiness that is nitya, that is not diminishing. That is the 100% of the happiness that is staying forever. So that is the Sampurna. But many of us are not in that state to say that I need moksha, right? The other day I was having a conversation with my friend. She said, I don't think I want the moksham right now. Of course, that's completely okay. But the thing is that the moksham, while you are living, right? Like the Jivan Mukti provides you that 100% of the anandam that doesn't diminish, right? So that is where that verse mean, which doesn't mean that like we don't get the materialistic benefit from Devi. So here it is showing a specific gunam of Devata. When we were talking through those verses, we also talked through a lot about the difference between Ishvara and Devata. Ishvara is what we are saying, Vancha Samadhikam is provided by Ishvara. Ishvara is the same as pure consciousness or Shiva Shakti in Tantra. So that is Ishvara. But Devata may have a gunam, a particular gunam that provides that Devata, right? So the example that we used was electricity, right? Electricity is flowing through different equipment, through the bulb, through fan, through heater. And when it flow through, they will have a particular gunam. It's the same electricity flowing through. But when it is flowing through the bulb, it is showing the gunam of light. When it is flowing through fan, it is showing the gunam of the airflow. When it is flowing through the heater, it's showing the gunam of the heat, right? So that gunam is different for different equipments, but the electricity is same. So that is the example that is used for the Parashakti or pure consciousness and then individual Devata. So individual Devatas will give you one or more guna. So Saraswati, Devata of Jnana Vijnanam. Then Ganesha is the Devata of removing the obstacles and also Siddhi and Buddhi. And then Mahalakshmi is the Devata of Samriddhi. So every Devata provide us one or multiple gunams, right? So that is the difference between the Shuddha Chaitanyam, the electricity here, or and also the different equipments or Devata. So this particular verse is talking about a Devata, a individual bhavam of a devata is what is represented here. And so individual devata will have one or more guna. So here it is specifically talking about a set of guna. That's the vag siddhi. Gunam of speech is what is represented here. So this is the difference between Ishvara and Devata. If you want to know more, just go through this the Sloka 4 video. We discussed much more in detail. Then let's talk about Vak. Right? It says that whoever is doing the pranamam to Devi, they are being given the Vak Siddhi. They will have Pandityam over words. Now, what is words? Right? Let us look at that. So when we talked about the formation of Prapancham, we said it started with pure consciousness. So Shuddha Chaitanyam exists before Prapancham, after Prapancham. So whether Prapancham is here or not, pure consciousness is Nityam. It's eternal. Right? It's Gunatitam, it's Namatitam, it's Rupatitam. It has always been there. And that same consciousness, one aspect of that consciousness is Shakti, the power aspect or the dynamic aspect of that Shiva or Brahman is Shakti. And that Shakti, when she does the spandanam or vibration, that is where that first nadam is formed. So that initial vibration is known as Pranava Mantra, Om. From that Om comes all other sounds. There are so many sounds. It's not just the 51 sounds, but our rishis separated 51 sounds that human beings can listen and reproduce. Just the 51 of them. So that is the 51 aksharas of Sanskrit, right? So those akshara actually means the one that does not do any kshara. Kshara means decay. So akshara means it's staying eternal. It's not decaying. Even when you think about like when the sound is coming out, it's having that vibration. Once it is out to the atmosphere, it is still staying on. It stays on. The vibration, the sound we cannot hear, but the vibration is always there. Right? So that akshara, it never gets destroyed. When I said that there are more than 51 akshara, so let's take an example of the Vyanjana, ka and kha. So in between the sound, ka and kha, there are so many sounds, but humans cannot pronounce them or humans cannot listen some of these. So that's why it's not there. What Rishishwaras did is that when they were doing the meditation, they saw that internal to them, right? So these are not something that they are finding with any telescope or any hearing instrument, nothing. Everything that is happening in the Pindandam, that is the same thing that's happening in Brahmandam. So they recognized those sounds, those vibrations, and that is these aksharas. Now, these aksharas combined becomes what? The words. Combination of these letters, the rishis found that each combination has either one or more guna, the quality. Combination of letters is mantra, right? Then they say, okay, is everything mantra? That is true. Amantram aksharam nasti. So there is no word that is not a mantra. So everything is a mantra. So some mantram has different gunam, good gunam. So that is what we call as a mantra. But then the word vriksha is also mantra. So, but it's not the quality that we want to, right? We want the quality of chitta shuddhi. So then we say Om Namah Shivaya. We want the gunam of speech. Then we do the mantra of Saraswati. We want the gunam of Siddhi and Buddhi. Then we say the mantra of Ganesha. Different combination of words make the sentence, and that is the mantra. Mantram is Devata, Rupam is Devata, Gunam is Devata. When you think about the Rupam, it's actually the meaning of that word. So for example, when we say the word vriksham, there's a word, the vriksham, and then there is actually a meaning, vriksham. So these two it is different, but it is exactly the same. Like just like Shiva and Shakti, the Vak as well as the meaning are together, right? So that is where the Rupam. So that meaning is the Rupam. The Namam is the mantra. that is where the nama rupam that you have been hearing in Vedanta. That is where the words come out. And then the words have four different layers: para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikari. That we went a lot through those detail. We are talking about the Devata, the gunam of a particular Devata here, who is holding the abhaya mudra, vara mudra, crystal bead and pustagam represent jnanam and vijnanam. Spadikamala is also known as Akshamala. Akshamala, it represents the Akshara, the Aksha, the letter starting with A, ending with Sha, right? That is how the 51 letters are there. So that is Akshamala is also representing those words. Drishya Prapancham start from Shabda Prapancham. The sound comes first and before the meaning or the actual drishya. So this is the four things that Devi is holding. And when we do the bhavana or the sadhana of this Devi, what we receive is the gunam of Vak Siddhi, the power of sweet speech. Again, like Vidya, Panditam, Kavitvam. So all these kavis have that gunam in them. Once you have the Kundalini awakening, one of the things that will happen is that you will start talking sweetly, right? Like very nice words that's coming out of your mouth. Like here it is mentioned like madhu, kshira, draksha. Madhu as a honey or milk, or raisin, like as sweet as them, right? 85th name of Lalita Sahasranamam is Srimad Vagbhava Koteka Swarupa Mukha Pankaja. So Vagbhava Koteti Bijam, three bijams, Vagbhava Kodam, two more bijam for this Devi, the Parashakti, and this one is the first bijam, Vagbhava Kodam, which is providing Kavitva Siddhi, the Vagbhava Siddhi. It says that one time, Sadam, meaning Sajjanam, or sadhu, or the ones who are doing Sharanagati, they can do only once, then they will get this Vagbhava Siddhi, right? Then the question is that, can anybody go and say this sadhana to Devi, then will they get it? That is why the Shankaracharya probably used the word Satam. Because he said only good people, right? What does this mean by good people, right? The good people, like remember the man in Sloka number 13, Naram Varshiyamsam. So it's an example. So the person who is doing the Sharanagati to Devi, they just have to call them once. That's it. So we usually say that we have to say all these mantra to 1 lakh time or 6 lakh time, then only you will get the siddhi of that. That is true for rest of us, right? So, but the ones that who has a Sharanagati to Devi, they just have to call that name once. That's it. Then they get all these gunams. And this is reflected in the story of Ajamala in Bhagavatam, right? Ajamala was throughout his life, he has been doing all papa, right? Like nothing he did good. But in his deathbed, he actually makes that ultimate surrender to Hari, and he calls Narayana. Just once he just called it, and then he received the Sadgati. If we are calling it in the way that we are calling, then that just one call is good enough, right? That is what. But since we are not there yet, so we'll continue to chant not once, but until we get the siddhi, right? So continue the chanting. But this one is saying that, like, if we are, if those people who have just Sharanagati to Devi, they just have to do the chanting once, and then you will be providing them that Vag Siddhi, where the words will come out of their mouth, which is as sweet as Madhu, Kshira, and Draksha. So the imagery of these Madhu, Kshira, and Draksha, let's look at one by one, right? The first is Madhu. Madhu is very sweet. Like talking sweet words is what is representing it. The thing is that not everybody can continue to talk sweet, especially in the situation of the adversity, calamity, like when things go haywire. You cannot, if the siddhi is given to you, then you will, regardless of whatever be the situation, you will not deviate from your sweet talk. Now, you can still say that many people talk sweetly, right? But not everybody's talk is with quality. So that is where the milk comes in. So, for example, people talk sweetly for them to get something behind it. That they have some intention, bad intention behind it. That okay, you do the buttering and then to get something from somebody, right? So that is not what here talking, right? Your intention is good, and then that is what is represented by the second one, milk, right? Shira. Not only your talk has to be sweet, it is to be like milk. What is the quality of milk? Milk is a sampurna aharam, right? It has all nutrients included in it. So it everything. So it is showing that quality of words is by that milk shown. So these words are not just sweet, but have a quality. This is like when we are talking something that means something, that has value, that has a quality, but it still is talking a priyam to hear, that sweet to hear. And the last one is the draksha. Draksha, dried grapes, which is the raisins. So raisins has a medicinal quality. So not only the speech is sweet and also has quality, it has a healing power. So when some people talk to others, they feel that like, I don't feel any more sad, right? Like there is a healing power in some people's words. So that is what is shown here. From a surface level, it looks like everything is sweet. Mathu is sweet, milk is sweet, draksha is sweet, but it's showing the different quality. So one, it is the sweet words, which is priyam to everybody. The second, it's showing the gunam, the quality of the words. The third is showing that healing power of the words. So that is where this vak siddhi. In certain times, not only people talk, they talk something, but their words become reality, right? Like how people ask for anugraham from people, right? Like, so they say, okay, may you be like that. So when we get something, these people's words become reality. So it hasn't happened, but when these people talk, their words comes in real later. So that is another quality that is mentioned here. A couple stories of this Devi's Anugraham that has changed people, right? Like we all know the story of Kalidasa. Kalidasa was really a dumb person at the beginning, right? Like he was married, and then she was actually a very smart woman. She rejected Kalidasa. He was known to be sitting on a tree trunk and cutting the tree trunk of the opposite sides. That dumb he was known to be, right? And then after his wife rejected him, he was so upset, and then he went to the temple, and there he prayed. That prayer is coming from his core, right? That prayer is where he's doing that Sharanagati. So there, Kali gives him an anugraham, a boon, right? That from their own words, he becomes that Pandita, right? Kalidasa Bhavana is something beyond that, there is nothing, right? So that beautiful kavyams that he has did, Raghuvamsham, Abhijnana Shaguntalam, so beautiful kavyams of Kumara Sambhavam, of Kalidasa. So that is Anugraham from Devi. Mukam Karodik Vachalam, right? A dumb can turn into an eloquent speaker, or in this case, Kalidasa Kavi, by the Anugraham of Devi. So that is this one. And another one, there is story of a boy who would come to Kamakshi temple every day, right? He's also dumb, like he cannot talk, and he can't hear either. So he would sit in front of Devi and then would look into Devi with so much of that devotion and adoration. Every day he would go, right? He can't talk, he can do chant or anything. He cannot do that. And then one day there is a woman appears in front of him, and then she was chewing tambulam, and then she takes a piece of tambulam from her mouth and then give to this boy. He takes that and then start chewing, and immediately he started singing, right? And he created 500 verses in praise of Kamakshi then and there. That kriti is known as Muka Panchashati, and that person became the 20th Shankaracharya of Kanji Matham. This is another story of how Devi's Anugraham happens in split of a second. We don't need years and a lifetime of sadhana, but it has to come from that kind of mindset and attitude though. So that's why it is shown as the Satam Sakrinat, but it has to be Satam. So that kind of a person who has complete Sharanagati to Devi. Only thing is that they just have to call her name once. That's all. That's all it is required. Sloka talks about first Devi's Rupam, and then that Bhavam, Śubhra Saraswati, it's Bhavam, and what she is providing to the devotees is what is mentioned here. Devi is radiant like an autumn moon, Sharad Jyotsna, and she has a crescent moon that is resting on top of her braided hair. And look at that bhavana, right? Like that is crescent moon is actually a representation from Shiva. And also the matted locks are also Shiva's. So this is, even though this is Saraswati Bhavam, it is also showing that, okay, do you know what? This is also the Parashakti. So there are components of Parashakti also you can see here. First two hands, Abhayam and Varadam, and the other two hands she's holding crystal bead, which is showing that Jnana book is the representation of Vijnanam. All the knowledge that we need to live in this world to get this materialistic world, that is also she provides. So if devoted humbly bows down even once in front of Devi, he or she will receive a sweet flow of words richer than honey, milk, and raisins. Now we will go to Sadhana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshal Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिः समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. Let's do Dhyana Slokam. सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनां माणिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीं आवीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्याम् अलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् पराम् अम्बिकाम्.
सुधाधारासारैश्चरणयुगलान्तर्विगलितैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ति पुनरपि रसाम्नाय महसः अवाप्य स्वां भूमिं भुजगनिभमध्युष्टवलयं स्वमात्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिशिकुलकुण्डे कुहरिणी चतुर्भिः श्रीकण्ठैः शिवयुवतिभिः पञ्चभिरपि प्रभिन्नाभिः शम्भोर्नवभिरपि मूलप्रकृतिभिः चतुश्चत्वारिंशत् वसुदलकला श्रत्रिवलया त्रिरेकाभिः सार्धं तव शरणकोनाः परिणताः त्वदीयं सौन्दर्यं तुहिनगिरिकन्ये तुलयितुं कवीन्द्राः कल्पन्ते कथमपि विरिञ्चि प्रभृतयः यदा लोकौत्सुक्यादमरललना यान्ति मनसा तपोभिर्दुष्प्रापाम् अपि गिरिशसायुज्य पदवीं नरं वर्षीयांसं नयनविरसं नर्मसुजडं तवापाङ्गालोके पतितमनुधावन्ति शतशः दलद्वेणीबन्धाः कुचकलशविस्रस्तसिचया हठात् त्रुट्यत्काञ्च्यो विगलितदुकूला युवतयः क्षितौ षट्पञ्चाशद्विसमधिकपञ्चाशदुदके हुताशे द्वाषष्टिश्चतुरधिक पञ्चाशदनिले दिविषट्त्रिंशन्मनसि च चतुष्षष्टिरिति ये मयूखास्तेषामप्युपरि तव पादाम्बुजयुगम् शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां शशियुतजटाजूटमकुटां वरत्रासत्राण स्फटिकघटिका पुस्तककरां सकृन्नत्वा नत्वा कथमिव सतां सन्निदधते मधुक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुरिमधुरीणाः फणितयः.
All sit tall, head, neck, trunk in a straight line. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshal Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Shri Matre Namah. May Devi's blessings be with you all.